Okay. What's up? What's
What?
up? What's up, y'all? Welcome to True Thought Explosion, where conversation meets reality. I am your girl, Lyric, and I'm here with my co host, Miss Nose Things, aka
Hey.
Juice. All right. And tonight we're going to be talking about some things. So, our topics for tonight are as follows. So we are
What's
talking
up?
about
What's up? What?
right, and tonight
Oh
we're gonna be
wait,
talking
I'm
about
all what you
something.
call it. I'm sorry.
Oh, so
I
you're on
want to see.
Facebook. Okay.
Yes, I want to see and be nosy to see who pop up. Oh, but I don't want it to echo. So
Okay.
I'm gonna share the link. I'm gonna do it in my group real quick. I'm sorry. Let me see. Let me search because I want us to be able to have everybody on. Go ahead and talk though. I'm sorry. I
So
want you to
what's up? I'm your
share.
girl Lyric. And tonight we're talking about relationships and what's more important. So we're basically talking about what's more important in a relationship, money or sex. So if you had to pick like a great sex life with somebody, or you know, it was a bad sex life and you guys had a lot of money, or it was a great sex life but you guys had no money. So what would you pick, one or the other? And you can't pick both. So you can't say
Mm-hmm.
like you have to have, it has to be, it's gonna, you're gonna be way up with the sex or way up with the money. Which one are you picking? So that's what we're talking about tonight. So what's more important in relationships, sex or money?
Okay. And are we talking about something else too? But we're gonna get to that topic real.
Oh, we're gonna
But
get to that, but we can bring it up now.
okay.
So we
Oh,
also
gonna bring it up now.
so we also talking about buying people. So in a sense of like, do men pay for sex when they're saying like, I'm taking out a woman? So I'm taking her on these 3 dates, and so I'm taking this woman out, and so I'm necessarily buying this woman. And it's crazy because I had a conversation with a really good friend this week, and we were sharing opposite sex. And he was saying that women, I was saying that men have all the power. He was saying that women have all the power. And he was basically saying that, taking a woman out on a date is very, very hard because it's like the person might at the end of the day be like, well, like, thank you for everything. God bless you, good night. And so it's like you spent your money, your hard earned money, you poured everything out, and then she turned you down or whatever. So he was saying that he felt like men have it harder than women. I'm not sure about that.
Okay. All
So,
right. So this is gonna be good and juicy. It's gonna be good
right.
and juicy. Oh, okay. This is gonna sound crazy. No, because it falls into what in line with me. I'm gonna say sex is more important than money
Okay.
in a relationship. And the reason being is sex makes you more powerful, no matter how you look at it. It really does. Because you
Mm-hmm.
can manifest things with sex. You can get
Oh,
somebody to do something. Yes, you can. You can manifest anything you want, especially when you are spiritually connected to yourself and to whoever your partner is.
mm-hmm.
When you are about to release, you actually say out exactly what it is that you want and intentional. Because see, here's the thing: when you have sex, make it intentional. When you're in that act, just don't have sex to have sex. You can, but when you're on a spiritual level, it's my intentions. You set them intentions beforehand, like, yo, tonight, not
Mm-hmm.
only am I going to have 5 orgasms, but I'm also going to be able to get this money, whatever it is that you want to manifest with that person. Even with you, when you're being intimate with yourself, the same thing. You can be able to manifest anything. So that's why I say sex. Because here's the thing: it would be so powerful that we're gonna get money anyway. That's how I look at it. But a lot of people don't feel that way. They feel that money is more powerful than sex. and they rather have the money over the sex.
Well, I'm going to go with the other half, and I'm going to say that money is more important than sex, just because it's hard to like relax sometimes if you don't know what you're going to eat tomorrow. Or, right, it's hard to feel sexy if you're not in a certain environment. So for instance, if you have great sex with this person, and I guess it could get kinky, you can do it outside wherever you guys can, because you ain't got no place because y'all broke, right? So I
Wait, but we didn't start and say we was necessarily broke though. We just said which one would you have?
We said they were low, right? So I feel like, you know, money can help you set ambiance. Money can help you, you know, buy certain things that might be stimuli for you guys. You know, a good lobster meal and some mussels and some champagne. If I don't know what gets me more aroused than that, then you know what I'm saying, then I don't know. So I'm going to say that if you buy me gifts and things and I get to go nice places and stuff and I get to drink nice bubbly and I ain't got to worry about my job because you're taking care of all the bills financially and I'm like relaxed, you know, that might, you know, I mean, it's not going to be the greatest sex, but baby, it's going to be that comfortable sex that, you know, he got my back sex, that, you know, the bills is paid sex. You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole.
So wait a second. So if you had to choose which one was more important, right? That was the key. Which one was more important in the relationship?
I would say the dough. Okay.
The dough.
And I mean it wholeheartedly because
I know you do, because we've had multiple conversations about that, because you always say you don't give it up quickly.
Right. Because you gotta have a J-O-B if you want to be with me. Because I can't do the broke thing. I'm not turned on by brokenness. I don't want to get into a restaurant and have to figure out what I want according to your budget. I want to figure out what I want according to my taste. Right? So
you having this conversation before y'all go out? Like, does he already know? Because I want to set the mood when we talk about this even more. So
for me,
is it somebody you just started dating?
I feel like how you present yourself is how people see you. And so if I'm already coming like a boss and you already see the things I got going on, you already know you got to meet me halfway. You can't, you know, and I'm not saying that you can't be working on yourself, right? So I'm not saying
halfway, you want to at least be like, if you're here, he has to be like right here.
Right.
Or does he really need to be on your level?
And I'm going to tell you why. The reason why I feel that people have to be somewhat on your ground is because you're going to have this insecurity, right? Men build this insecurity, and now you have a toxic situation, right? Because he doesn't feel like, you know, you're worth him. He doesn't feel like his worth is you. And I feel like a lot of times you say, well, would you date somebody? Hey Teresa, how you doing?
Hey Teresa, yes, I'm glad you came on.
We'll definitely add it again. But I do feel like if you date a man that has less money than you or doesn't feel good about where he's going in life, because right, he could make more money tomorrow, but his mindset, right? If he doesn't feel like he's equal to your mindset, I don't feel like it's going to be a successful, you know, and a lot of that because of social media, because of the way the world is tied into what you have financially. And so he would have to be a strong kind of brother, really, for him to be able to say, you know, I know that this is a moment for me and I have the capacity to do these other great things. So this moment where I'm working at this job that may be menial is just a small part of my story. My story gets bigger, right? If he knows that and is not influenced by outside people, then it might be able to work. But the average man, the most people that I've run into, and I'm not saying I've done like any kind of social, you know, searches or whatever. But what I'm saying is the most average man, they equate their worth into how much money they have. Because men are judged by their accomplishments. I say this all the time, and women are judged by
their looks. Right.
Also,
with something that you say with that too, you said something that hit a key point. It's like how you feel about yourself. Really, truly, and honestly, it's how you feel about yourself. So if I'm walking in as the quote unquote the boss, we going in strong. Some men are intimidated by that. Sorry, boo boo. That's your feelings. I can't help, but this is the way I feel. And you have women the same way. Men is like, nope, this is my standard. This is how you're gonna. You do have a lot of women who's like that also. You really do.
I don't know. Just on that, I feel like we as women, we don't set standards, and that's just my take on how we are right now. I feel like it's in this world. It's like get them how you could get them, whatever way you could get them, whether you compromise, whatever. I feel like men, of course, they have the upper hand, so they have more of that. Like, no, I don't like the way she did this. It was like an episode I saw on, I guess it was Dr. Phil. It was running on commercials, and the guy, he was saying that the girl asked him several times if he had a girlfriend, and that bothered him, so he ghosted her.
I remember seeing that.
He wasn't confident or whatever, but he's already early on. She was a very beautiful woman. They seemed like they would be a perfect match for each other. But that one thing that bothered him, he was like, no, I don't like that. So, I'm pulling out of this. And I feel like with
women, I think that's a problem with that, though, is I understood his point when he was saying it. But at the same time, why didn't you just communicate with that? Listen, I'm not feeling this. He never did that, though. He said he never communicated. He just said, no, I don't have a girlfriend. Because here's the thing. We got to think about it. How many men have been in relationships, right, with someone, but still have gone out and started relationships with other people? Right.
You're right.
So with that, it was like, so she's asking because she wants to make sure, like, you sure you don't have a girlfriend?
My point is not whether he was right or wrong. My point is that men, right, see something that they don't like and they make a standard for it. I'm not saying he was right in that. I'm just saying his standards are so high that if you don't do one thing that he likes, he's like, I'm going on to the next one. Whereas a woman, yes, he ghosted her.
Yes, he did. He ghosted her, of course. Then.
Whereas women, we be like, oh, he got 2 baby mothers. Okay. I'm gonna try to work it out. It's gonna be too much. It's gonna be baby mama drama from 2 people. I'm gonna try to work it out. Okay, he's only making a certain amount of money, and I'm used to this. Okay, you know what? In 2 years, he might get a raise. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna work it out. With us women, we compromise our standards all the time. Whereas the man, he heard this one line: "She's asking me too much, whether I really have a girlfriend or not." And he knows the dynamic of dating. Men lie all the time about who they're dating. I was kind of dating, what I'm saying? I got 3 kids. Don't count the kid that's on the way in the
she my roommate, or I have this roommate, right? I have this roommate. Yes, Teresa, they will be in whole marriages and won't be saying anything. It'd be like, oh, because I just heard this scenario recently. I don't know what I was listening to or what I was on, and it was like, you ask the guy, how you doing? Oh, I just have a roommate. Okay. And then you still going on and questioning, and then it's like he has a whole 2-month-old baby. So is she your roommate or is she your girlfriend?
Right.
Don't be like, oh, that's my baby mother. Don't be like, oh, that's my baby mother. I broke up with her 9 months ago.
Like after y'all had sex, y'all had an argument, and you decided that y'all was always I'm not with you and you're not with me, and I pay my half and you pay your half, and now all of a sudden you got a roommate, and it's a damn whole situation. So I understand why she asked a lot. All I'm looking at is how his standards were. Like as soon as he said that this didn't work for him, or this was something that he didn't like, he was out.
He walked away. He walked away. And us as women, we really don't do that.
I work too much, and said, I'm not going to deal with this. And I've seen men that you would say like, okay, well, he don't really got all that going on to be talking about he leaving or he doing, and he like,
I'm out. That's true. It's definitely true. That's why you said, that's why you are straight saying for you, money is the more important part of the relationship than sex.
I definitely do think that money is more important. I think sex is something. First of all, sex, can be learned, right? Sometimes, I mean, making money can be learned too. But I mean, if you already got it, you got it, and like, you know what I mean. I would rather be teaching my man how to put it down in the bed than to be teaching him how to make the household work or provide.
Well, this is where we are not on the same page with the question at the same time, because it was what's more important, sex or money? Like, I was like, are we in a relationship already? Are we not in a relationship? Because you can be in a relationship where y'all got money, but your sex life is horrible.
That's
and when you get that, well, here's the thing. If that's the case, I'd rather have the sex because the money's already there. We already making it. Nah, I need to have sex because here's the thing. I start to get frustrated. I start to get annoyed. I start to get nasty. Nah, I'm being real and honest. So sometimes you'd be like, wait, do I want to talk to her today? Wait, is she okay? Yes, and I can release myself. That's what all about being intimate is with yourself is about. You want to be able to masturbate because guess what? That goes into helping you release. And that's what I want. Because we already making the money. I'm not focused on that. I need to have sex because there's many times I've gone a long time without sex. A long time. And it was the longest time I've ever went out without having sex ever. And I noticed I was just a teeny bit irritable, but I also had a lot of hormonal imbalance issues because of my age and things like that. So I understand that part also played a part in it too. So that's why for me, it's sex. Because I can make the money.
Well, for me, it's
and I can sustain my household.
For me, it's money. But for me, money means stability. I feel calm. My spirit is calm. You don't want to be trying to have sex with me when I'm worried about whether they about to kick me out my house. Because, like, that's just not going to work for me. And so.
Yeah. I get it. When I look at it, my stability is already, like, I'm already stable, right? The sex is the added bonus for me with that. And with you, sex is the added bonus when the money's already there. You know, what part you talking about, Teresa? So yeah, it's one of those, like neither one of us, yeah, both what we're saying works for so many different people. Like there's a lot of people who would totally agree with what you're saying. Like, nah, fuck that. Our money got to be up all the time. And then I can teach him how to please me. But here's the kicker with that too. Does he really know how to please me? Do I know how to please myself? You know, I always go back to the same thing with it on intimacy. So do we have that? Are we being able to do that?
Right. Exactly. Teresa is with me. So Teresa is and she's saying that we're stable, but bills is piling up. Sex can't happen. How could you feel comfortable with having sex with anybody that can't pay a bill? Like I understand the manifestation part. I get all of that, but that's a lot of work. I get it.
It's mental. It's mental. It's not a lot of work. It's mental. But like I said, for me, the relationship is already making money. So that's why the money part isn't there. Now, if I'm in a broke situation,
you are cheating with the question.
But you also never laid the foundation of the relationship.
So the foundation was you had to pick one or the other. So you had to
get sex.
But y'all are broke. Yes. Y'all broke.
Nah, we're not broke. We're not broke.
Y'all are broke.
As long as I have a pussy, we will never be broke. As long as I have a pussy, we will never be broke. And I think women need to understand that. Yes. Because pussy has power. And until you realize how powerful your pussy is, you will have that broke mentality.
I don't know what she's talking about, y'all. But yeah.
And everybody always thinks that nah. And you automatically think it's about listen. You automatically think it's about giving your pussy away and having sex. And that's not true. You don't have to have sex to have power. There are many women out here that you have to pay for their time. So if you want to spend time with them, why you can't stand me?
That's what I'm saying. She's trying to make a whole statement about
Nah, the pussy has power.
Like
Pussy
that's
ha-
how
we
you
have
have to go on Hunts Point in a strip. That's all I know.
no, but
This is
that
my
nah.
girl. What is she talking about? You don't give away the
No,
tell the jewelry.
nah.
What's
No,
happening?
that's where the problem lies in with women is that the thing that you think of because you say pussy has power, you automatically think, damn, I gotta fuck my way through this. No, the same way dudes pay an escort to have them walk on their arm and they're not getting nothing for it because they go into an event and they need this woman on their arm. That's the same way that you can sit back.
Sex is a must take time for it. It will build up on unwanted energy. Yeah, so will those bills though. Like I don't know. Like, do you guys pay your bills? Like, what's up?
Yeah, see, you do pay your bills. You do. I'm telling you, you can. The mentality and this is being a very transparent moment for me. I used to get really upset when I seen women use their sexuality to get things, and they weren't having sex. They were not having sex. It's literally, you know, that you owning who you are, knowing that you have the power. Oh, you want to spend time with me? Okay. And this is what it's going to cost you to spend time with me. I will be backed up then. But see, you looking at it as sex. See, that's where the problem is. We need to stop looking at it as sex. Stop looking at it as sex. Stop looking at it as you are intimately having sex. As a woman, we have control that we can tell someone, you want to spend time with me, you have to pay for it.
So now you saying that these men out here is buying sex. That's what you saying. So you saying when a man takes you,
we buy sex too. We buy sex all the time. We buy sex too.
So when a man
if you
takes
have
you
a
out,
boo,
it's not to make sure that you fed. It's to make sure that you in the bed. Like, what are you saying?
No. See, but you're not listening because I keep saying that just because I say pussy has power, that does not mean you fucking everybody that you are going out with. That's what we need to stop. But
I'm talking about, are you saying, because one of our questions for tonight was, and
right.
as we jumped into that conversation, one of the topics was, do men pay for sex when they buy you dinner? That was it, right?
Yes, it was, do we pay for sex? Do we pay for sex? When you're in a relationship, you pay for sex. Think about it. We do. We pay for sex. You said what? You said what, Nancy? No, but think about it. You in a relationship with somebody, right? And y'all just happen to be talking. Because you do, when you're in a relationship, things are always brought for you. Y'all buy each other. Y'all buy each other. It doesn't matter if you don't think about it automatically. I'm buying his love affection. I'm buying her love affection. There are some that's real deeper. Like if they have low self-esteem, that's the only way they would be with somebody. Been there, done that. But when you're in a relationship, it's a give and take. It's a give and take. It's a give and take. You can sit back and tell your man, your girl, like, yo, I seen these sneakers that I want, and da da da. It just be happen to talk. Y'all have sex, and they'd be like, here goes the money for your sneakers. It just happens. It just happens. It happens. It happens. It's a part of that's what happens. I know you probably don't see it like that, but it does. We pay for sex some way, somehow when you're in a relationship.
Why can't it be just you doing something for somebody because you actually care about them? How many times do somebody buy somebody food and they don't get sex, but they've had sex with them before? So,
but your time is being. It's a relationship, but it also goes into time. He brought you dinner, or I brought you dinner because I want to spend time with you.
The only way I feel like you are, if somebody is buying sex, is if the party that gives up the sex really doesn't want to have it. That way you're buying it because that person didn't really want to do it, and you buying it is what made them do it. I think sex is the icing on the cake and the relaxer, which is why I say that sex money is more important than sex, because the gift is the relaxer. The gift is the I feel love. The gift is you care about me. And so now I begin to relax and I begin to trust, right? I already wanted to fuck you, right? But the gift made it solidified that this is something I should be doing because this person actually cares about me. But I think that if I did not want to, and because said dinner was bought and it was delicious and I did it and I didn't really want to, then that's buying sex. Because I didn't want to do it originally.
So why'd you do it? Because he bought you something?
If I do it because he bought me something and I don't like that person, then I'm being bought. But if I liked him regardless, and then the dinner was so pleasant that it began to happen, I feel like that's not buying sex. I feel like that's more of a relationship. Buying sex is when the other party didn't want to do it because before they got whatever gift it was, whatever $100 it was, whatever $200 was, whatever sneakers it was, they didn't want to do it.
Okay. I like your perspective. I do. But in a relationship, there's always a give and take. Like no matter what, there is. And you know what? A lot of people may not see it as buying sex or being brought. They may see, like you said earlier, I'm really feeling that person. That's my husband, so I'm gonna buy it. That's my wife, I'm gonna buy it because maybe they just got a promotion or something like that. And it's like, I want to treat her. I know she said like 3 months ago, she was looking at da-da-da-da-da. And what happens? And then you end up getting some sex from it anyway. But it wasn't in that term, like you said, it wasn't Peter brought me and I'm giving him sex. It's like Peter brought me a gift because I done got this promotion and I'm feeling really good and he just wants to make me happy. So of course what's going to happen is the sex that night is going to be on a whole nother level because now you said like
that goes to further my first point, which was money is more important than sex, because
but that's gifts though. But then, so let me ask you a question, right? Let me ask you this. Since you said money is more important, right? Let's say that you are not, because not everybody, let's say you're not in a relationship, right? And you meet somebody and you are feeling them, you connecting with them. But because you don't just have sex with anybody, would you have sex with them? If they don't have it together financially.
If they don't have it together financially?
Honesty is more, and what's really important. Okay. Honesty is more, and really what? Okay. Honesty, yeah, but
I feel like that's baseline though. Like that's baseline. You baseline with somebody that's honest with you. Like when we're talking about money and sex, which is sex.
Like it could be in a deeper level when you're in a relationship,
right? I feel like honesty just is the baseline of what a relationship should have. I also feel that you could date somebody that is not in a great financial situation, but it has to be a person that is looking to do something more in the future, right? You don't want that to be. I can't have somebody that's where they see themselves forever.
So would you not be with somebody who is not going to pay a bill for you, who's not going to give you money, who is not going to buy you dinner? Will you be with somebody like that? And I asked that question because you stated how money is the most important than sex, right?
Yeah, so that's the answer I had.
Right. So that's why I'm going into now. If they're not paying a bill, if they're not buying you food, if they're not taking you on trips and things like that, would you have sex with them?
I mean, girl, no. Like, no, because
it's something to think about really deeply.
That's part of what we spoke about on Wednesday with Deb. I spoke with Deb the Dynamic Monday, and we talked about courting in a relationship. That is the courting phase of a relationship. When you're in a relationship, you're courting somebody. You should be wanting to take them out, right? I'm not saying pay a bill. A bill is I'm gonna pay my bills, but at the end of the day, like you're courting someone, you buying them lunch, you may take them out for a drink, or you may take them to, I don't know, a fancy dinner.
Okay. Or courting is with the intent to be married, and dating is just dating to have fun. You want someone with goals and can protect y'all's future. That is true. You do want somebody
exactly.
Like that. Yeah, that's more deeper.
Like, what are we doing? Like, I got friends that I do that. Me and my friend go split the bill, my homegirl, but I'm not going to lay down with her after that. We splitting the bill right. So that's a deeper connecting. So I feel like, yeah, you should be doing that. And then you're setting a boundary.
But that goes to show that your pussy has power, because they can't buy you. If they know that they cannot take you, if they know that, you know what, when I meet Lyric, right? Let's just happen to say somebody listening to this video and know that, yes, there is a very big difference between dating and courting. If you sit back and be like, yo, I want her, yo, she's fine, I'm gonna get her in bed. And then if they're not watching or paying attention, they know that if you cannot come at me with financial stability, and it doesn't have to be, and this is not to, it doesn't have to be millions and millions of dollars, but be somewhere where I know I'm going to be straight, then you're not going to get no pussy. But that goes to show you have the power, because they're really going to come to you. That's why I say the pussy has the power, because if they know they have to, when they come to you, they have to come to you correctly. If you just a person that just be like, oh, I'm just going to have sex with this person, I'm just going to have sex with that person, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, and this and this and that, you're not having the power, because you just and don't get me wrong, sex is amazing. Sex is great. You want to have it all the time. Well, I need to know what
my vagina power is. Girl.
Wait. With that being said, Teresa, I do free 30-minute consultations to own your sexuality. So with that, hit my inbox and we will schedule a 30-minute consultation to get you started. But it's like one of those things. Like somebody may say, Noni's more into sex. Let me see if I can go in her inbox and see, can I get some? No, I'm not going to give you some just because you think that that's what I want to do, is just to give you some. It don't work that way.
Because 20s something and 40s, me still isn't into sex like that.
Oh. Okay.
But that goes back to what so
why you jumping like that?
I don't know you, Teresa, but we was talking about this last week about how, like, even though we like evolved from this time, this is what we were talking about last week, and I feel like we didn't touch back on this again. And because she said that comment about her not enjoying it, I just wanted to say that, right, it goes back to the sex of like men realizing that women have to enjoy sex too, and then right, and making sure that woman is satisfied in that sex. It's not you getting on top of her and doing your business, right? You need to be making sure that the woman is satisfied. And obviously,
no, we're not saying you should have. We actually really talking about. We really had that conversation last week.
We had this conversation last week about how women need to be satisfied in sex, and we need to start being more vocal about what we like and what we don't like in sex, right? And learning how to do that in a way that is not offset into someone's esteem, or make them not want to do it with you anymore because you hurting their pride. So
right, and you just with that you got to go into that's why with my book it's so important. The first chapter is intimacy, because you have to become and be intimate with yourself. So you have to understand you. And intimacy has to do with sex, but it does not have to do with sex. It's like I'm having an intimate relationship with my green tea because I just love the way it feels and refreshing and da 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 da. So I'm having that intimate moment and I'm loving on that. Like I said, the first chapter of my book is 31 days of being intimate with yourself. So once you become intimate and you really start to understand who you are, it'll gradually go into you being able to love yourself. And then you'll start to be open to when it comes to sex. I know Yoway Collins made 2 comments. Your sexual energy is so important. A real way to connect with the universe to manifestation. Yes, we spoke about that earlier too. And then you said some women just won't want sex and a man do it. It's 2021. Relationships take time and individuals don't have the patience anymore. Just speaking openly. We've talked about that also. We talked about that Insta.
That's a lot of what the social media has pushed. This idea of like, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with sex that way, but a lot of the sex is like very, very fast paced, very, very raw, very harsh, not loving, right? And then like, so we're missing some pieces there. Like there can be sex that's like that, but there's sex that also needs to be passionate.
You're missing it. You're missing the intimacy, passion. You're missing the intimacy part on the hugging, the kissing, the feeling without you even having the penetration. You feeling. Remember, sex is 90 to 95% mental. So if someone can get you here mentally, you will be able to go to a whole nother level. Like actually, one of the 13 ways to orgasm is a mental orgasm, which is a different level of sex. Like how many people can get you turned on just by mentally? Because if you hear people talk about stimulating conversation, before I can go into the bedroom with you, you have to give me stimulating conversation outside of the bedroom.
Right.
Straight outside the bedroom. So yeah. We do. It is, like we talked about last week, and not to say it in this particular way, but it is like porn sex because it's just like this. You don't really see the aspects of the hugging and the kissing. And we really got to take it back. We got to go back to how did we learn? How was we taught to have sex? Was it you got taught from your peoples who's like, you just take that girl and you just get her in the bathroom and you just do this? Or was you watching, I'm telling my age, 40 plus, 43 actually, you sitting back and you was watching a porn that was on Benny Hill. You watched to see them. HBO had all those things. So Cinemax was the middle of the night. And when the parents came, you turned off the TV because that's all you seen. You didn't see the intimate part. Nobody taught you how to be intimate, how you caress, how you kiss, how you sit back and you hold and you love. Because you can have really intimate moments with your girlfriends, not in a sexual way. Because how many friends do you have? How many female friends that you have is like, yo, that's my girl because, I could be going through something and she automatically hugged me and I could feel like my stress has gone away. That's not a sexual intimate moment, but that's a moment of like, oh my gosh, somebody actually really cares about me because it's the connection of love and care. You have relationships with your friends. They are not sexual relationships, but you have relationships with your friends.
I agree, Miss Those Things. So how would you think that someone would be able to learn that besides like, because I don't feel like parents are doing that, right? I don't feel like, and I don't know a moment that I had with my mom where she sat me down and was like, this is how sex goes. And so I guess it was I learned about sex, I guess, through hearing my friends talk, who probably don't know any more than me because they're the same age as me. And then probably maybe like a porn. And then before that, it was like the stories. And, they used to like have little sex moments in the stories or whatever. And I'd be like, who's about to do it or whatever. And so like, you just imagining like what they're doing, but you don't know the exact act of what they're doing. I remember the first time I kissed a guy or whatever, it was like behind my mother's building and they had like these little townhouses and he walked me through the greenway and it was like all my friends and his friends, and then he stuck his tongue in my mouth, and I was like, oh, like what the fuck? Because I just saw kissing like this. This is what I saw on TV. I never knew that it was supposed to be a tongue inside your mouth, so it was like a whole big, what is that? And like he slipped that tongue in there, and I was almost had a fit. I was like, what is happening? Because nobody ever teaches you those things. You're learning from TV. You're learning from sneaking and watching stuff and talking to your cousins that don't know nothing. So I always saw people kiss like this. So I was like, oh, you just go and you move your head like that. That's a kiss.
And you don't, that's not what it is. So I want to answer your question on how do we teach. One of the things, and Yo Way Collins asked the same question. With me being a sexuality coach, one of my things actually is going to be with teaching the youth, where I got my certification from, Dr. Rachel Institute. She talks about it a lot. She goes, it's about having safer sex when you make that decision. So if you keep telling the child to abstain from sex, and not have sex, it just pushes them to do it more. So you want to teach them the proper way. You want to show literally, okay, here is your vagina. These are the things that's inside of your vagina. Because remember, when we are younger, we have feelings that nobody talks about. Because you can be sitting there and be like, oh, what was that feeling? And then you start feeling on yourself because it was something that was really good and it felt really good. So being open, and here's the thing, and I say this all the time, if you're unable to have that conversation with your child because you are uncomfortable or you have the mentality of not being able to have that conversation because you may not know, hire someone to do that. Hire a sexuality coach to do that, because they're not going to teach them to sit back and be like, okay, so you sick. No, it's going to be like literally showing them their bodies, what it is that's pleasure, the vagina, very pleasurable. Our clitoris has over 8,000 nerve endings. It's the only organ for pleasure, the only organ that's made for pleasure. It's more than a man's penis. So teaching a female, just being open and honest. And honestly, a lot of parents, you said it. You was like, I didn't even have that conversation with my mom. Parents are not being honest with their children when it comes to sex. They're not.
I don't think that my mom was like even very sexual, and she's very closed. So like even today, we're grown, and I'm grown, she's grown, whatever. We have very grown up conversations, but when it comes to that conversation, we still don't have that conversation. So, like even her experiences as a woman, I've had it with aunts and stuff, right? But she's just, as a woman, she's very closed off in that area. So I don't have those conversations with her.
And it goes back deeper too, because it could be something traumatic from her childhood.
It's so crazy, but she would curse you out and tell you no. So again, right? So that's like, so then, and then.
Well, also old school way was taught not to even talk about sex.
Right.
That's why with my book, so many older women have said, Nomi, I'm glad you wrote this book. This has helped me in so many ways. I'm showing it to my friends because we didn't have those conversations. I want to just respond. If you can't have a conversation, it's something you're doing wrong as a parent to have shame. That's not 100% true, because you have to know your child and you have to see what type of you can have great conversation with your child and you can be open, but your child may not be the one that wants to hear, even if it's the right information about sex from you. So my daughter may not want to take it from me, but Lyric may be able to take it from her, because she may want to do something and be like, yo, I don't know if my mom's going to think I'm crazy. Knowing that, my mom is very sexual. She talks about everything when it comes to sex, and she helps people with their sex life. But I don't know if I can go to her and be like, okay, I want to do this. And I'm not saying that's what happened with my daughter, because we had very good conversations. I think she was like 5 and was like, where baby come from? And that was a whole nother conversation. And I had to have that conversation with her at a public pool, because she was not letting out. Like, no, I want to know where babies come from. So it's that conversation. And for you can be the big person and be like, my little cousins are having these issues with sex. Let me have a conversation with them. Or let me and someone else have a conversation with them, so they can not go out and make the mistakes that we made back in the day, and sitting back and quote unquote having the porn sex and not telling him, nah, what you did with Sarah don't work for me. A sex conversation never ends to where it's so much that's going on, I think. Wait, I need you to explain that. But like I just said, I said my daughter could be like, I don't know if I want to talk to my mother about that, and it'd be like, yo, Lyric, I would like to talk to you about X, Y, and Z. She may feel more comfortable.
An attempt from a parent. I think that should be something that's an attempt, because now, especially now with everything that's going on there, they're giving a lot of children information in schools, and so you want to make sure that you as a parent are also having that conversation with you, because you're having a whole stranger talking to your child about sex, and you haven't had any input or gave any insight to your thoughts on it. And so I think it's something that's important to talk about with your children, regardless of whether you feel they're going to be accepting or not of the conversation. Them knowing that you are there to have it when they are ready, like, so they can reject the conversation, I think is a very important thing, because I feel like all these people, we all grew up, even our generation, or my generation rather, we grew up and our parents didn't really say anything about it. So everything was like you figuring it out on your own. And so when you're doing that, it's a lot of copying. That's why you see like this people, we're so different, and people are saying they all like the same things. And it's because that's the way we're learning, right? We're not really learning who we actually are. And so I feel like it's important to like have that conversation. And I also
and I agree. I think that as a parent, you should have an open conversation with your children. And here's the thing, you want to have the appropriate age conversation with your child. So if your child is under the age of 10 and asking you questions, then listen, Google is it's there. Be able to have that conversation. Also, if you feel, how do I ask these questions? If you know somebody who's a sexuality coach, who's a sex therapist, have those conversations and be like, okay, how do I have this conversation with my child? Because, kids are having sex. They having sex early.
I think it's good too for parents too. And I'm not, I don't know, but I would like to, I think parents should have a class on how they teach their kids about sex, right? And so that teaches them how to teach their children. So now you don't have this stranger talking to a child about sex. So I think there should be more education classes where the parents come in and say, okay, now how do I have this conversation? Because if no one had it with you, how do you know how to model that to have it with your child, right? So I feel like, that parents should definitely have a class of how they model these conversations, how they have these conversations with their children, so that the conversation is more of with a person that they know. I feel funny.
That's why I said for the parent to reach out to someone who's a sexuality coach, who's a sex therapist, and ask them how do they explain it to their child, not them bringing in the sexuality coach, because guess what? You can do that also. But here's the thing. We have to, one, take responsibility to say, I'm not open to have this conversation. Two, be open to have the conversation. Like I said, the feedback that I've gotten from my book from so many women, 40 and plus, a couple of younger individuals, but 40 plus is like, I would have never looked at that before. I would have never looked at how important intimacy is. That's why I'm having the issues when it comes to me not being intimate with my partner, because I don't really know who I am. I don't understand, who I am, and I need to know, and things like that.
My sex drive at a young age just made my sex drive high. I never told anyone to notice it recently.
My sex experience at a young age just made my sex drive high.
Oh, okay.
I never told anyone. Yes. See, now, when you are sexually molested, that's one of those subjects that's like, ooh. But since you mentioned it, you either are extremely sex. Sex is the most important thing. Like sex is everything, that you contribute everything to sex, or you don't have sex at all. It's one of those things that just don't, it doesn't matter. It's not, it's very rare that you find someone that is an in between. It's usually those two extremes when it comes to that, because you are violated. So there's a lot of healing that you have to go through to be able to say and learn and relearn the art of pleasure when it comes to sex. Yeah. So, but I'm going to say, be honest, I agree with you so heartily where parents need to have a course on being able to talk to their kids about sex. I believe that is so important, because I had actually said I wanted to do that. And I remember saying to someone, I would love, because a lot of places don't have sex education anymore. And if they do, it's old sexual education from back in the 1950s and 60s and 70s, not the new generational sex, you know, where you need to, besides abstaining from sex, why should you abstain from sex? What is going on? Not letting them understand that sex is an emotion. It is, if you're not emotional ready, it's hard because you done did something and it's like what did I do? And you're wondering why you're going like crazy and why did I do this? He or she made me feel this particular way, and it's so much to it. So that's why I do totally agree with the fact that adults need to have the conversation with someone, and then they go in to have the conversation with their children.
Right. Okay. So we talked about tonight. We talked about money and sex. We talked about what else did we talk about?
Buying sex if you're in a relationship.
Buying sex in a relationship. We touched a little bit on back the old topic of like women finding out, like they're finding out what it is that pleases them. And I feel like that is like an important piece in like just for women, right? Because again, we were talking about last time how like guys finish first. And this is, I think we were talking about this and then we had to get off. And now it's at the end, I'm bringing it up again. But guys, they have an end point, right? So like you see they get erect and then it explodes and then, you know, like they've ended. And like for women, you know, there's not that ending mark there, right? So we don't know when we end. But I think it's very important for women to find ways to communicate how they want to be pleased. And I know you said that was going into like learning yourself, the 30-day learning yourself, right?
31 days of intimacy.
31 days of intimacy. So it was a 31 days of intimacy. And then I guess the next thing is just like being able to kind of say what we want, right?
Saying what you want. Actually, when you're going into the 31 days of intimacy, you also learning your body. So you learning what your clitoris feels like, finding your G spot, you know, getting to know what you can use to help you release, or, you know, because here's the thing, I think we was talking about this too. If you rub on your nipples and you know you like the way that feels, you write that down. I want this to happen. So going to tell your boo thing, and we need to be open and honest to our partners on, I need you not to do that because I don't like that. Whoever you did that with is them. For me, that's not what it is. It's just having that conversation. And I'm not going to say can't. You should not be afraid to tell your partner what you like and what you don't like.
Got it.
Because if you're afraid to do that, then why are you having sex with that person? Because remember, we always talk about the trust. Because remember, you said for you, sex is the icing on the cake. So once I feel comfortable with you, once I done let my guard down a little bit, because that's what happens. Once you start to really let your guard down, once you really start to be open and honest, and you're like, okay, and you feeling this and you connecting and things like that. Now it's time to say, this is what I like and what I don't like in your conversation.
Right.
That's true. A lot of us don't talk about that because people are afraid. And I'm saying this as a sexuality coach. There's so many individuals that, both men and women, not just women. I don't just work with women, men also. The conversation. But you got to be open and honest with yourself. Period. You got to say, okay, these same results keep happening. What is it do I need to do for myself to help me to get away from that? So that's when you start to look at you.
Do you think that people can mentally like something just because the world has told them to like something? So, for instance, do you think that the influence of the outside influence can influence people to what they actually really think they like? Like, have they ever just lived in themselves, like, and known what they like?
Of course, that's what influencers are. They influencing you to do whatever it is that you want to do. So it's a lot of self work. It's that shadow work. It's that inside work.
I would love to be intimate with a man that has never watched porn and see how that is. Because I think it would be a lot different than it is with a person that has, right? So for me, I think that would be interesting. Someone that's never seen it. How do they love? How do they show love? How do they show without watching any ever? Never. No, you don't think you're gonna be good at it?
No. Oh, that person. She said, the dynamic wonder said, "Good luck." Your way Collins said, "That's tough." Teresa said, "What man hasn't shown me because
I mean, maybe he was like born somewhere where they didn't believe in that. I want to just like."
We should never doubt that there's somebody that's not out there that don't do that.
Somebody.
Because there's a lot of women who never watch porn either. So I don't 100% agree that there's not somebody out there that never watched porn. I'm with you. There's probably somebody out there that's never watched porn before. Because somebody could have told them something about it, or it could have been they seen something. He said Amish.
We gotta go talk to the Amish people. We going to the Amish. We're going to interview the Amish.
Oh man, we got awesome.
If anybody has never watched porn and wants to join us next week to tell us, some of the things you do in the bed, please join us. Hit us up at truethoughtexplosion@gmail.com, and you can join right into the conversation with us.
If you want to, you can add it. We can add you on. I don't know. I'm a man. I think at some point everyone see it. Then it's 2021. They lying. So you can't say that.
They saw it because we've been locked down. So they just was like, I never looked at porn. I'm gonna take a look because it's 2020 and we're locked in the house. So
right, because I'm gonna tell you something. 2020, when COVID hit, the sex industry, especially when it came to toys, went to a whole nother level. Whole nother level. So you never know. I'm saying you don't know, but there could be somebody out there.
We might have lost hope with the Amish and everybody with this.
You know what?
Teresa says no porn here. Teresa, join us next week if you have time. Come on at 6. Tell us about your experience. We would love to talk to you.
Oh, she gets squeamish when a movie shows her too much. Oh yes, we need her on the conversation as one of the people on us.
Hit us up at truethoughtexplosion@gmail.com. We are at 59 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. I sell lip gloss. It's called fixyourlip.com. I also have a show with my partner, Dev, the Dynamic Wonder. And that's every Wednesday at 9. And you're going to check out Miss Knows Things, a.k.a. Juice for her.
But sis, do you understand how sexual you are? FYI, it's just not for the females. It's for the males also.
So get your copies, get your lip gloss, and don't forget we're here on Wednesdays at 9 and Sundays at 6. We love y'all. True Thought Explosion, where conversation meets reality. And we out of here.
Bye.